Ladies and gentlemen, Burnice is finally here in Zenless Zone 0, and lucky for me, my pulls have been going pretty well.
Hey there! Let's go have
That's what I'm talking about! Wait, don't lose those! Wait, don't lose them!
You don't seem too fired up.
And in this video, we're going to cover everything you need to know if you decide to pull for her. Firstly, Burnice is a fire anomaly character under the Sons of Caledon faction, similar to Caesar, Lucy, Piper, and Lighter when he comes out in the future. If you're not sure whether you should pull for her, her strengths do include being able to inflict burn very easily on targets. Again, she is an anomaly character. Part of her kit is being able to apply that burn status effect on targets. Number 2, she provides a strong off-field damage thanks to Afterburn. Again, Afterburn is tied into her passive, which I will cover later. But essentially, you could do damage without even having to have Burnice on the field. And number 3, her kit is honestly pretty easy to use. It's direct. It's basically being able to use her skills to apply burn and then switch off. Now, I will say her weaknesses are, number 1, she requires energy regen to use her X special attack consistently, which again is tied into her charge basic attack, which does inflict burn. So you do have to worry about that a little bit. And then secondly, a lot of the teams that she works well with are not free to play friendly. So if you're someone who's strictly free to play, you may want to pass on Burnice. For her stat highlights, we have attack with anomaly proficiency and energy regen. And here are all the materials you're going to need to level her up. For W engines, her signature Flamemaker Shaker is going to be your best option in slot. And lucky for me, I did end up getting my hands on one. You get a base attack and attack percentage bump, plus with this perk Fuel on the Rocks, you get some crazy bonuses. While off field, the equipper's energy regen increases by 0.6 per second. This means that we can have her X special attack faster when she's off the field. Again, that is going to be fantastic. Plus, when hitting an enemy with an X special attack or assist attack, the equipper's damage increases by 3.5%, stacking up to 10 times and lasting for 6 seconds. The effect can be triggered once every 0.3 seconds. While off the field though, the stacked effect is doubled. Repeated triggers reset the duration upon obtaining the damage increase effect. If the number of current stacks is greater than or equal to 5, then the equipper's anomaly proficiency increases by 50. And again, the anomaly proficiency increase does not stack and last for 6 seconds. I know that was a lot, but to sum it up, essentially, whether Burnice is on or off the field, you're going to have a damage increase on top of an anomaly proficiency increase, and when she's off field, you have a higher energy regen, which is going to be extremely good considering her passive with Afterburn dealing damage when she's not on the field. That is kind of what this engine is used for. But if you decide to not go for her engine, there are a couple of A rank ones that you can use. Number 1 being Electro Lip Gloss from the Season Pass. Number 2, which is Roaring Ride. Again, this is Piper's engine. Third would be the Rainforest Gourmet. And then lastly, you could use the Weeping Gemini. For your disc drives, we do have some interesting options, but you definitely want 4-piece Chaos Jazz with either 2-piece Freedom Blues, 2-piece Swing Jazz, or 2-piece Inferno Metal. Now, Chaos Jazz is one of the new disc drives that we can get with the update. With 2 pieces, you get an anomaly proficiency bump of 30, and with 4 pieces, fire damage and electric damage increases by 15%. While off-field though, again, the off-field thing comes into play here again, X special attack and assist attack damage increases by 20%. When switching on-field, this buff continues for 5 seconds, and this continuation effect can trigger once every 7.5 seconds. Essentially, Chaos Jazz was made for Burnice. If you decide to go with 2-piece Freedom Blues, you get even more anomaly proficiency. If you go with 2-piece Swing Jazz, that is going to give you the energy regen bump. Or if you go with 2-piece Inferno Metal, that will increase her fire damage. For your disc main stats, for your 4th disc, anomaly proficiency is going to be your best bet. At number 5, fire damage or attack percentage is going to be good. And at number 6, you definitely want anomaly mastery. For your disc substats, you're definitely going to want anomaly proficiency, attack percentage, or potentially even crit rate. I'm personally using 4-piece Chaos Jazz with 2-piece Freedom Blues. I'm still working on some disc drive stats, but these are the ones that I have. For your skill priorities, upgrading the core skills is definitely going to be a big one here. But for other upgrade suggestions, number 1, you definitely want to do your X special attack. After that, your basic attack is going to be your next best bet considering these two work hand in hand. Next, you could do the chain attack and ultimate, then the assist, and lastly, dodge. And here are all the materials you're going to need to upgrade those skills. For her core passive, the Nitro Fuel Cocktail, when Burnice expends energy, she accumulates heat up to a max of 100. She gains 1.4 heat for each 1 point of energy consumed. At 50 heat, she enters the Nitro Fuel Cocktail state until all heat is expended. Upon entering the battlefield, Burnice instantly accumulates 100 heat. Essentially, whenever you consume energy using the X special attack, it will charge a bar under her character icon, which is heat. While in that Nitro Fuel Cocktail state, when Burnice hits an enemy with the basic attack Mixed Flame Blend, X special attack, chain attack, or ultimate, she applies the Scorch effect to the target until she exits the Nitro Fuel Cocktail state. When other squad members hit enemies under the Scorch status, it triggers the Afterburn effect, expending 8 heat to deal fire damage equal to a big percentage of Burnice's attack and accumulates fire anomaly buildup. And as you can tell, the percentage just gets bigger and bigger the more you upgrade her skills. The effect can be triggered every 1.5 seconds, and for every 10 anomaly proficiency, the afterburn damage increases by 1% up to a max of 30%. Damage from the afterburn effect is considered assist attack damage. For her additional ability, Fire Kindling, when another character in your squad is an anomaly character or shares the same faction, when Burnice's basic attack, Mixed Flame Blend, or both of her X special attack types hits an enemy, or when the afterburn effect is triggered, the move's accumulated fire anomaly buildup increases by 65%. When any squad member applies the burn effect to an enemy, the duration of that effect is extended by 3 seconds. Essentially, as long as you have another anomaly character like Jane, Piper, Grace, for example, or someone who shares the same faction, Piper, Lucy, or Caesar, all of these bonuses apply. With her special attack, the main thing is using it when you have energy to use the X special attack. Once you have the energy and you use the X special, it'll proc Intense Heat Stirring Method, which again, she'll use one flamethrower to deal fire damage. But the cool thing is that if you have enough energy and you press your X special attack again, you can proc the Double Shot perk where she uses both flamethrowers, dealing even more fire damage. Yes, it'll consume energy, but you'll also be able to apply more fire damage, which means you can hit burn faster on a target, which means you can lead into the afterburn effect on the passive. And that leads into the basic attack. Remember, whenever you use the X special to deal that fire damage, that is going to charge heat, which is going to put Burnice in that Nitro Fuel Cocktail state. And if you recall, we talked about the basic attack Mixed Flame Blend, where you hold down the basic attack, you'll spin continuously, spraying flames around, followed by a finishing move that inflicts fire damage. Continuing to hold extends the flame spraying duration. Now, when the move is activated, it will consume 20 heat, your anti-interrupt level is increased, and after executing the finishing move, if you have energy for your X special, you can actually follow up with that double shot X special attack, again dealing even more fire damage. For the chain attack in and of itself, again, you'll pretty much perform the basic attack Mixed Flame Blend, where you'll perform the attack. If you have enough energy, you can actually use the X special attack double shot again to deal fire damage. But her ultimate is actually pretty cool as well, so you'll leap into the air, you'll deal fire damage, and you can also perform a quick assist. If the quick assist is activated, Burnice will extend the duration of her flame spray. Upon activation, you'll also recover 50 heat as well. She does have a quick assist, a defense assist, and an assist follow-up, and also a dodge, dash attack, and dodge counter, but both of these aren't really important compared to the other skills that I mentioned. If you decide to go for multiple copies of Burnice, let's talk about her Mindscape Cinema. As you can see, I already have her M1. For her M1, Kindred Flames, it increases the limit of heat from 100 to 140, which means we can use that hold basic attack more often. Upon entering the battlefield, Burnice accumulates an additional 40 heat, increases the damage multiplier of the afterburn effect by 100% of Burnice's attack. Additionally, the accumulated fire anomaly buildup from the afterburn effect is increased by 25%. For her M2, extra at no additional charge. When triggering the afterburn effect, thermal penetration is applied to the enemy, stacking up to 5 times and lasting 6 seconds. Repeated triggers reset the duration. When any allied unit in the squad hits the enemy, the attack's pen ratio is increased by 4% for each stack of thermal penetration, up to a max of 20%. For her M3, Optimistic by nature, this just gives a level bump to her skills. For her M4, Ultimate Fuel Supply, when the X special attack or assist attack hits an enemy, the move's crit rate increases by 30%. The max flame spray duration of X special attack Intense Heat Stirring Method double shot is increased by 1 second. Having that free crit rate bump is kind of insane. For her M5, the Dance of Fire and Ice, again, this is going to give another level bump to her skills. For her M6, Burning Invitation, we have a lot, so keep up. When Burnice hits an enemy with the X special attack double shot, it triggers an additional special afterburn effect, dealing 60% of Burnice's attack as fire damage to the target. This effect can trigger once every 0.5 seconds and does not consume heat. After hitting an enemy with the X special attack double shot, while the move is active, the X special attack double shot, special afterburn effects and burn effects will ignore 25% of the target's fire resistance. When the double shot X special attack fire blast hits an enemy, if that enemy is burned, trigger an additional instance of burn damage equal to 1800% of the original damage. This effect can trigger once every 20 seconds for each target. Essentially, that double shot burn is just going to apply so much damage when she's on the field, and once you're off the field, it's just going to melt targets. For Burnice's best team options, like I mentioned, she doesn't have a lot of decent free-to-play options. If you're using your standard pulls and you can get your hands on Piper, Lucy, or even potentially Seth, a couple of A-rank characters, you could be good to go. If you wanted a disorder team, applying a lot of anomaly damage, you could pair her with Jane and Caesar with either the Red Mocus or Bang Volver Bang Boo. Caesar being the character that can give you the shield, the attack percentage bump, and also stun characters, and then having Burnice and Jane being able to apply the double anomaly, which will proc disorder very easily. If you strictly wanted a fire team, pairing Burnice with Soldier 11, Lucy, and the Rocket Boo is going to be a great option. Again, having Soldier 11 as your main damage, using Burnice to proc, burn, and then taking advantage of her off-field damage is going to be good. But for me, I like pairing up Jane with Seth and Burnice with the Officer Boo. I knew after seeing the 1.2 teaser trailer, I had to pull for Burnice, not only just for her personality and quirks, but also considering I already had Jane, I can just have the crazy anomaly damage. I was very tempted to pull for Caesar because I was like, oh, I already have M6 Seth, I already have my defense character locked in. Caesar was even better to play with during the story and just, doing her testing and doing her build guide. She is absolutely cracked as well, but I'm very happy that I saved for Burnice. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is my ultimate guide to Burnice. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know whether you're pulling for her or if you're saving for another character in the future. We have Yanagi and Lighter coming with the 1.3 update. And if you have her, definitely let me know what you like using in the comments, or if you have any clips or anything, come over to the Discord and share those as well. Again, we have people playing Zenless Zone Zero, other gacha games, other video games. We're also talking about anime and tech as well. In any event, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like on it and subscribe to the channel and turn on that bell next to notifications because we are going to be dropping more Zenless Zone Zero content on the channel. Also, be sure to go follow me on HoyoLab. That link will be in the description. If you want to know whenever I post a new TikTok, a new YouTube video in regards to Zenless Zone Zero, those updates will be on there as well. If you didn't know, we live stream here on YouTube and also over on Twitch. That link will be in the description. So if you want to come over whenever we're playing Zenless Zone Zero or some other games and just hang out, that would be awesome. Lastly, if you want to help support the channel even more, you can look into becoming a member. If you don't know what a membership is, it's essentially like a Twitch subscription. It's technically cheaper, but you do get access to the exclusive emotes, the monthly badges, and other cool stuff here on the channel, mainly being you get access to all of my long-form videos early. So if you would like more information, all you have to do is press the join button next subscribe, and that'll give you a rundown with all the details you need. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's Benny Boy. We'll catch you in the next one. Cheers!
Cocktails exercise. This makes a real night.